A guy's son was murked, unalived by a police officer. I'm not really sure about the circumstances. I'm so ignorant. How dare I do a news segment and then don't even know the particulars? But I've not looked into the particulars, which I probably should. I'm not gonna lie. I'll be better research next week. It's been a hectic one. Anyway, a man's son unalived, by a police officer. Less than 24 hours later, he's gone and unalived a police officer. Now, granted, this may not be the police officer that actually did the action, but guilty by association, joint enterprise, you're not part of the same gang, and he's gone and got his get back. Let me be real with you, and quite frank. I don't know how people feel, but I can give a, I can care less about the life of an officer, right? Of a police officer. I couldn't care less, simply because if that police officer wasn't going to go and arrest or deal with his colleague that has taken the life of a child, then he's culpable. You lot back each other. You lot make each other feel secure in the job. It's the blues. It's you lot in blue versus everyone else. This is why historically we don't fuck with feds. We're at opposing ends of this scale of justice. Yeah, and you lot are the enforcers, and we get enforced on us. And there's no marrying that gap. There's no bridging that gap, as far as I'm concerned, until the people become the police and the police become the people. Until that day, when they're separate, while they're separate, there's no, there'll be no coalition from me anyway. From my perspective, there's no coalition. There may even be at points a respect or an understanding, maybe even. I don't know. Respect's hard, but there might be an understanding or an agreement between the two sides. But apart from that, I don't see there being any compromise with the agents of Babylon. You get me? So my brother over in America has gone and dealt with one of them after they dealt with his son. And I'll be real with you. I my conscience didn't even flinch. I didn't even feel like nah, it's sad for the police officer and the police officer's family. I didn't feel none of that. Like I'm so past that. I don't care. So he's been arrested. He's now in court and whatnot. There's even scenes of him walking past some officers. I don't know if my man's a bit tapped, but this is the thing: when you're killing people's babies, you're not worrying about whether their parents are tapped. You're not worried about whether their community is gonna ride out and seek some retribution. So if I'm honest with you, this story here seems to be a perfect uh, demonstration of how serious parenthood is and how serious some parents take the safety, the well-being, the lives of their youngsters. Not pouring all of this into our children for you to take them legally because you're an officer and you made a mistake or he resisted, so you're gonna step on his neck or whatever excuse it is, you know. And this is why there's a big difference between the reaction when a child loses his life in the streets, due to street politics or murder or whatever, and when the so-called enforcers, the so-called protectors, when they are responsible for the loss of life, it just hits differently because you lot are supposed to be against all of that, right? So you can't get away with it. So yeah, I just want to big up the father. You know, he seemed a bit mad, but why wouldn't you be mad if your youth's been killed by a police officer? He wasn't taking an L without giving out an L. Some would say eye for an eye. I know it would have been more fitting had it been the police officer that was guilty. But you know what? At the same time, maybe it not being that police officer means that being a good, quiet, humble police officer is not good enough anymore. And if you see in your colleagues getting involved in every, you need to speak up. You need to fight against it because it could be putting you and the other good cops at risk. Because clearly we've been waiting for you to get up and snitch and arrest officers in front of us. We ain't seen none of that.